Okay, so I am ready to work on this week's assignment number 2 here. So I'll just come right on here into view assignment. Again, we're doing this online using Google Drawings. So all I have to do is click up here. The drawing is already in there and set for me. And as always, I'm going to start off by projecting the horizontal lines from the front view over into the right side view, just to make sure that I get those put in here. And you'll see I do have this arc right here in the front view, and I've got this circle showing in front view. Now, as you look in the top view, you'll notice that while that is an arc and curved in the front view, we see it and the shape becomes a rectangle in the top view. So think now, what do you think that view will look like over in the right side view as well? So what shape is going to happen when we draw and solve this out? So let me start and get my line drawing tool up, and we'll start by projecting over the top and bottom line. So that way I can kind of start to box in where the view should be. So that is my bottom line. Recall, this bottom line relates to this bottom line right here. So put my arrows in. Let me go back. Let's get back here for just a second. The arrows are going to be going that way for our front view. This is our side view, and of course going looking directly down what's called bird's eye view. That's our top view, so we can have those in place and we know and recognize it. Now, as I'm looking at this from the side, how is this going to look and what should I be seeing? That's what you should be asking yourself right now as we kind of box this in and get that to go through. So let me go back now. We will change out our line styles. So I've got this first bottom line projected over. The next construction line is going to come off of my tangent point at the very top of this, and I'm going to project that right on over into there. Now I'm going to project over at every other intersecting point or every other place where I'm going to see something occurring. So here's another intersecting point there. So, and I have this circle in here. So I don't know what that's going to look like when I move it over here, but I know that I got to show it in this view. So I need to project back over, coming that way and coming this way. Now I just noticed as I've been doing this, this has been making these arrows as opposed to lines, and that's all right. So we'll just kind of change those out. I don't know if it'll let me. This is something. Nope, it's an arrow, but that's okay. I'm still going to use that as my projection line, but I'm going to make sure that I have arrows or regular lines as I go forward. So here's coming back with my line. Now, at this point, I need to take a look at my the side edge of this that is going to be closest to my front view, and we'll draw and establish that one first. So I'm going to project up over this way. Yep, there goes catching all those again. So again, that's the only bad thing here about doing some of this is the way that interacts sometimes it catches. So just hit your undo button, come back over. Let me project up. I'm going to project all the way up here into this quadrant. Now, if you recall, I mentioned if we know that we have the exact same distance between our front and side view that we have in terms of the distance between our front and top view, then we can use the intersecting corner of our front view to project and do our 45-degree line from, or that ninth line. But I'm not sure that we have that in this case. So I'm going to come right here. Just there it goes again, messing me up. So undo that. So I'm going to project from here up to there. Now, this would ordinarily be that corner where these two intersect would be where we project up at 45 degrees. But that only works for us to get everything the way we want it to be if we have the exact same spacing between the top view and the front view and the side view and the front view. I don't know that we have that in this case. So I'm going to project up and I'm going to kind of create my own front, my own edge on the side view here, and I'm going to project over the same way from the top view. Now notice I want to point out as I'm doing this, I am using the edge or the line that is closest to the front view to project from. So if I use the back edge or if I use this wouldn't work. I need to make sure that I'm using the line or the edge that is closest to the two views that I'm trying to project from. So now I can go back and create my 45-degree line at this intersection point. So I'm eyeballing it. There we go. And I can come back now. Now I'm going to project over. So I'll project from here to that angle. And I'm going to project all of these at the same time. So we'll get that one. And I need to have this one. Those are where I'm projecting and where they're intersecting. That way I can bring these down now. So now I go from this intersection point, project this down, and I'll go from this intersection point and I'll project this down now. And this intersection point, and I project that down. Now, at the very least, for all of you, you should be able to get this. This is just a matter of kind of projecting intersection points over. So, and anything that we're going to see. Notice too, I'm missing this one right here. So if I've got this up for the top of that circle, I also need to project over that tangent point from the bottom of the circle. So let's go ahead and project this one over there as well. Again, something's going to happen in that area, and we got to know and be able to account for that. All right, so I've got all of my projection lines where I need them to be. Now it's just a matter of going back over, trying to decide what should this side view look like in terms of my outside object lines. Now, let me redirect your attention to what you're seeing here. So as my eyesight looks this way, directly on that side view, I see a rectangle in here, right there. Do I see and pick up on the relationship in that rectangle in this side view? Well, looking at my projection lines and knowing what I know, yes, I do. Right here is that rectangle. So let me start out then by going back and let's draw in and fill in these solid object lines. So there we go. Let's change that to a 4-point, and we will create this shape that we see. All right, so there is that rectangle in there. And as I look at this, I'm also going to see another rectangle that's for this part here. So let me go ahead, we'll draw that. That's going to go all the way up here to the top of this part. So right there. Now, notice I am going to now come from here over to there because this is the front surface of this little tab that's sticking up here. So if I project this over and down, I see that right here is the intersection point. So I'm also going to draw this line from here over to there. at that intersection, and that means this goes all the way down to there. So that's my surface. That is what these front or this side view should look like with my object lines. So you're asking me now, well, what are those other lines that I still see? What are those other construction lines there? Well, at this point, if you are picking up on it, um, let's talk about it for just a minute. This object line or this construction line right here really is nothing, because that line really terminates right here where this edge comes in place. And this is a solid piece down here. See, this goes all the way through. So there's nothing hidden or nothing else underneath there that would be behind this that we're looking at. So if you imagine this rectangular surface right here that we see in the side view is this surface right here that we're seeing first. So right now, all we're drawing is the things that would be seen behind it. So, well, what am I going to see behind it? I'm going to see this edge. That's going to be a hidden line. So, and then further back as we go through, we'll have this back surface here, but none of that's going to be seen. That's all going to be a solid surface. So the only thing here that I need is a hidden line for this one. I can just ignore this construction line there. That was just for construction purposes. So let me go back. We'll draw this line right now. And this one needs to be a hidden line. So let me change that line type. We'll change the we'll make this one 3 just to give it a little bit better fit. So there you go. I'm a little crooked on that, so I'll come back, straighten that up just a little bit if I can. I think I just made it worse, so let's go back. All right, and I have these construction lines that are projecting over. Notice that is for the hole. Now, as I'm looking through there, I'm not going to see that as a solid object line. That would mean that that's a cutout from this view, but I do need to indicate that there is something there, and that's the hidden lines. So again, at that point, we got a hidden line from here over. Let's go ahead and change these to that hidden line. And I've got the hidden line here from here over. So escape out. And that gives you the solution here to what this drawing problem should look like when I project all these lines over and solve for my right side view. We're not done yet though. There's something else missing in one of these views. Can you look at this right now and tell me what's missing? So let's project everything up from the front view just to see. If I go from there to there, all right, that's related. Don't have to worry about that. Nothing's missing there. Okay, what about from here there? All right, that's projected up. So from here to there, yep, that's good. I'm good on that. What about from here up? Nope, nothing is showing there. So something's missing for this. I gotta include that. What about from here up? Yep, something's missing there too, so I gotta include that. From this line up, well, that's there, so that's good. And what about this line? Well, I'm seeing that too, so that one's good. But we don't have anything here. Now, this indicates to me there should be something going on between here and here. So what should that be? Well, we got to stop and think about. As I'm looking down directly on this, notice I'm seeing this surface, and we see that surface right here in this top plane. I also see the surface here, this rectangle, which is what we're looking at here in that isometric. What's missing are the hidden lines. So I need to create some hidden lines, and they need to be from right here down. Oh, that just messed up again on me. So we'll undo that, escape out of that. Let's come back, try this again. Oh, there we go. And we'll change this, of course, to hidden lines. And I got another one that's going to go from right here to there. And that's going to be a hidden line as well. So, uh, so we've solved for the right side view, and we noticed that there were also some missing lines in the top view that we also needed to take care of. That gets us hidden lines and object lines and solves this one. So, as always, if you have any questions, make sure that you go ahead and send me an email. I'll get to you and reply just as quick as I can.